Hello, everybody. Uh, Tonight we have special guests, DNT Retics, Dax and Taylor. Right now we have Taylor. Uh,
Hello.
Dax is doing something right now, and he'll be coming on in a little bit. But before that, like always, um, I hope everybody's supporting US Arc. Um, they're the only ones that are fighting for us. I mean, I think everybody knows that. So if you're able, please become a member. Donate if you can. If you don't have the funds or anything like that right now, if you happen to be at a show and you see them, you see their table, go get a bumper sticker, give them $1, buy a T-shirt, whatever you can. You know, everything helps. There's a lot of stuff going on, which I think most everybody understands. There's a lot of stuff going on in Florida still. So, every little thing helps. But anyhow, now let's get to the good stuff. Taylor,
Yes, sir.
how are you?
I am fantastic. It's been a long week. I'm ready. We got a show this weekend. I'm ready to go.
Where's the show going to be at?
It's going to be in Arlington. It's a Lone Star Expo show. It'll
Oh,
be at the Knights of Columbus Expo Center.
awesome show. That show's been around for a long time.
It
Very
has,
long
and it's a
time.
small show, but it is an amazing show. It's always a really good show.
That was I remember that show from way back in the day. That used to be one of my favorite shows back in the day. Um so y'all have I kind of want to wait till Dax gets on to ask certain things or whatever because I want to
Yeah.
get both of y'all's um, kind of perception, of things and everything. But since you're on here, you being a lady and whatnot, what's your perspective on things? You feel like you know you get treated differently or anything like that?
I wouldn't per se treat it differently. I think that people definitely notice Dax right off the bat. He's kind of hard to miss. He stands like a bodyguard at the table, and he does all the videos on our page most of the time. Um, that's really because he has more time than I do to do most of it, so he promotes a lot more. But I wouldn't per se treat it differently. I definitely talk to more people, and I'm definitely the one that usually sells all the snakes. I think it's just because I'm more personable until people actually get to know Dax and realize that he's just a big teddy bear. But he doesn't put him out there like that. Like he'll stand at the booth with his arms crossed like this. I'm like, babe, stop. You look like a bodyguard, security guard. Lower your hands, get comfortable, relax, sit down for a minute, and then they come to realize that he's just a great guy and very approachable. But it's just a big
He is a great
persona.
guy.
He
He's
is.
definitely a great guy. I feel like I probably talk to you more
I
than I
think
do
so.
him. Uh, a lot of times I don't know that it's you, and I end up calling you sir. So
Yes.
anyhow, yeah.
Well, it's confusing sometimes when both of us are on the chat because we're both logged into the DNT Messenger and Instagram. So at any time it could be me or it could be Dax. But most of the time it's me that's talking to you. But then Dax will hop in and say something. I'm like, you got to tell him that it's you or else he doesn't know. And he goes, no, he'll know it's me. And I'm like, not everyone realizes that you don't give punctuation and grammatically correct sentences, babe. But
That's yeah, yeah. So I know you do a lot of the stuff with the babies and whatnot, that kind of thing. How you handle the bigger ones at all?
Mhm. Oh yeah, I do a lot of if there's any like stuck eye caps or sheds or feeding problems and cleaning upstairs. Dax and I will not handle anything by ourselves if it's over 10 feet. So anything that's over 10 feet, we always wait till the other one is home. Just a
That's good
safety,
practice.
yeah, safety precautionaries and making sure that none of us get hurt.
Yeah, maybe I should try doing that sometime. I don't know.
Well, we're not as vetted as you are yet, so.
No. I ain't shit. But and y'all just had y'all's very first clutch
We did. We
not
had
too
two
long
of
ago.
them. Yeah, we had two of them.
You had two clutches. That's
So
right. That's
yeah,
right.
we,
One was a genetic stripe.
One was a genetic stripe, yes. It was a genetic stripe that we thought was het albino paired to a Mochino GS, but the female did not prove out het albino, unfortunately. So we do have all visual genetic stripes, and they're either het mocha or het albino, one of the two.
Awesome.
And then we have our Mochinos and our mochas. So
yes, seen those. You know, genetic stripes. I love genetic stripes. I think it's a very underrated animal by all means. I remember the first ones, just gorgeous animals, and when they light up, pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just really amazing looking animal. By all means, I think it's totally underrated.
See, I think they're beautiful. I love the genetic stripes. Dax, on the other hand, does not. He thinks they are ugly, and he's like, I can't wait to get rid of these things.
What is wrong with him?
He's also the one that says anthorax, not anthrax. So just don't pay too much attention.
So y'all do have genetic stripes.
Mm-hmm.
Males and females, right?
Males and females.
Yeah. Might have to talk about
10 babies.
Might have to talk after this or something.
You know we'll take care of you, James. We always do.
So what else? So what else is going on? Y'all have anything else about it minus retics? I mean, I know Dax has got some of his, venomous stuff that he likes playing with. That's pretty cool.
Some of it, James. We're up to 5 now. We're at 5.
That's it?
That's all there's gonna be. That's it.
I thought there was more.
No, he's got his 2 spawns. He's got a black spawn and an orange spawn. He has a blue Enceladus, a green Enceladus, and a Nichii.
Those are cool.
Yeah, they really are beautiful. I tell Dax, I love the Venomous, and I love the way they look, and I love their head shapes and the colors and everything. I'm just not a fan of them being in the house.
Okay. Wow.
That's my thing.
As long as he doesn't do what I do and let them out.
Okay.
Well, not venomous. I don't let venomous snakes out, people. I don't want to talk about it. But anyhow, as long as he keeps them secured and everything,
he does.
He'll be fine.
He does. And 99% of the time they're secured, except for the time when he goes to feed them, and the blue Enceladus jumps out and starts going under the bed, and then I'm freaking out because our little corgi is under the bed, and I'm like, get the dog, and he's like, get out, and I was like, I can't, the dog's under the bed.
Craziness.
So yeah, we used to have a tegu, a black and white tegu. She passed away, and we do have one. We do have one Motley Jungle boa left. So
that's cool. That's cool.
99% retics, and our daughter breeds ball pythons, so she's got 16 of those.
That's awesome. So, yeah, I see that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool by all means. And what's cool about it, y'all have a great support system.
We do.
She has any questions or anything like that, that's always good.
We really do have a good support system for the retic side and for her ball python side. So
I mean, it's awesome that when our children, open. I mean, like both boys like him, but my oldest son Ian, I mean,
he's like the snake whisperer.
Huh?
He's like the snake whisperer.
Oh, I mean, he's amazing. He's amazing. I still don't let him mess with any of the real big ones by himself or any of the F1s. I don't let him mess with any of those. But he probably could do a better job than I do. So.
He's trying to get up to your level.
I hear him.
He's back. He's in the kitchen.
Is he making a sandwich for you or something?
He better be doing something. I don't know.
I mean, like I said, we all know that you run these things. You're running the show.
Right. That's right. I'm running this show tonight, babe.
So, no, you run the show, period.
Oh, I run the show, yes.
So, he's in the kitchen making you a sandwich.
The day that he cooks, I will probably roll in my grave.
Well,
Speaking of cooking, I need some of that barbecue soon, sir. I'm just saying.
We will get together at some point in time, and
Yes.
we will do that. What do you have? So you had the genetic stripe, you have the
Mhm.
mochas and whatnot. Uh, anything else y'all trying to pair up, or is it top
This year
secret?
we have 6 pairings this year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I know that out of them we'll probably get like 3 or 4, but we have 6 going. So we have a snow project in the making. We have, what else do I have? Some lavender marbles in the making. That's going to be, well, we have a lab platinum marble that's going to be paired with a Motley Jag het albino. So that's going to be some killer babies. We've got a GC Phantom Tiger het albino that's going to be paired, a purple albino female. We're going to do the Mochino pairings again. Both of them are pos het anthrax, and I really want to try and prove that out. Just because the female, it was her first clutch, and she only had 12 eggs. 2 of them were slugs. So I'm thinking that maybe we just didn't hit enough to get that pos het anthrax. So I'm going to try that again this year. And then we've got a couple other ones in the making. So we got a couple secret ones that hopefully will go this year and come out.
Well, I definitely hope everything works out for y'all.
I do too. I do too. It'll be an exciting year. Lots of babies.
Lots of it's always exciting at first, but it can
it can become overwhelming very quickly.
real quickly, and that's something else. Whenever he's able to
Right.
hop in, I want to talk to both of y'all and get y'all's kind of perspective, being fairly new. That way, people that may watch this, anybody that's new or thinking about getting retics or thinking about breeding and stuff like that, y'all's perspective, might be able to help them out.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. Completely agree. I think
it's always everything's easy on paper.
Oh, it looks so easy on paper, and then you actually do it, and it's a lot. It's a lot, but I love doing it. I wouldn't change it. I'm so happy that we got into this. So.
Are y'all picking up anything? Is there anything out there, y'all?
Not right now. I pretty much have everything that I want to do, like future projects, at least 10 years down the road. So we're pretty much golden. I mean, we've got our proven adults. We've got our females that are ready to go this year, hopefully first times. We've got our second time around females. I've got 2 sub-adult females that hopefully I can get in the next 1.5 to 2 years. One of them is a beautiful Motley Tiger Snow. She's gorgeous, and we have the perfect 62.5 Calico, 25% gent male to go with her. So she's gonna hopefully put out some beautiful babies for us. And then I was able to pick up a beautiful pair from Sal. It's an OG GC het pied female. She's absolutely amazing. And then I got a Mochino het pied male for her. So hopefully to put out some orange glow pieds and some Mochino pieds in the next 3 or 4 years. So they're still little babies, but those will be
good stuff. You gonna let Dax get anything or no?
Dax loves his marble stuff, so either way he's gonna have some marbles coming out. That's his favorite morph is marble.
They're good looking.
They are beautiful.
I have 3 out in the snake room. So
yeah, I think we have 3. So we have a dwarf citrus marble albino tiger and a dwarf citrus marble het albino, and then the lavender platinum marble. So
good stuff.
Good stuff. Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, they are. They're really nice. Really nice. And the contrast, the albinos, the contrast, it's really cool with the pattern and everything that they have.
Yeah, I just love the way the marble does the pixelation with everything. It pixelates all the patterns. Yeah, hopefully some good stuff coming. I'm excited.
Yeah, maybe. So
fingers crossed.
my son just walked out and like get out of here. Um, so you got that going on. You got some breedings and whatnot that you're looking forward to and everything.
That's how I feel.
Y'all do anything different when it comes to pairing animals up? I mean, what's your process?
The process for us with the Mochino and the genetic stripe, what we did, we left the male in for about 5 days, unless we saw any activity where the female was not having it. Of course, one out. But both females were good. We left the male in for about 5 days, take him out on that 5th day, feed him, and give him about 24 to 48 hours to process everything so that there's no problems. And then we would stick him back in. So that process seemed to work really well for us, leaving him in there so that he can literally lock as many times as he wants within 5 days. Go feed him, offer food to the females, and then go right back at it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it worked pretty well for us. I know a lot of people, they'll do different things, leave them in for 2 days, take them out for one, switch on and off 24 hours. But leaving them in there just seemed good because, they were locking at least 2 times a day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's so many different ways. There's so many ways you can do things. And at the end of the day, the female, she'll let you know.
Oh, yeah.
They'll let you know if they're ready to do anything or not. Males, well, how we are. So, but, it don't take much. But yeah, it's not. Like I said, there's so many different ways. To get it done and whatnot. Just whatever works for.
Yeah, for sure. Facebook.
Yeah, I'm hoping that our Motley GC male will go this year. He's about 2 years old now, and we put him in with a female to see if he would do anything, like even try anything, any arching, nothing. He was just kind of dancing around the entire enclosure. I'm like, get some arching, get going.
See, yeah, I haven't seen anything. He hasn't done anything that you've seen.
Nope.
Yeah. Sometimes they don't. There's not a whole lot of. I've dealt with males that look like they're not doing anything, but they get the job done.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm hoping he can do the job this year too, because he's gonna make some beautiful babies. He's our pride and joy. He was our first baby that we got that started the entire thing. So.
Yes. It's kind of like your mascot too, isn't it?
Yeah. He is. Loki is definitely our mascot.
He's definitely a good-looking animal. Definitely.
So. Oh yeah, he's beautiful. Everyone loves him, and he's good. His temperament is always great. He's calm. He's never struck. He's kind of like the complete opposite of a retic when it comes to feeding. He will stay there and he'll open his mouth and make me put the food in his mouth. He's completely different. But then once he has the food, he wraps it up and he's good to go. But he makes me put it in his mouth.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop into some other stuff instead of waiting on him because I know he's busy doing something. But so, like we talked about a little bit earlier, this is y'all fairly new into the retic game and whatnot, and y'all just had y'all's first 2 breedings. And can you tell us a little bit like that whole process? Since that was like this, all those experiences are new to y'all. Putting them together, breeding them, the eggs being laid, pulling the eggs, incubating. There he is. Incubating the eggs, all that stuff up until they pipped. If you cut anything like that, just what were those kind of new experiences? It's pretty exciting. It could be stressful too, but just want to hear y'all's perspective. Being new to this.
Well, the day that they laid, she laid on February 10th. Mm-hmm. February 10th. It was the first day of NARBC. And so we were able to come back home Friday night and she was laying. And so we had everyone here. We had Chris and Sarah. We had TJ and his mom. And did Matt come or Matt didn't come?
No, that wasn't it.
It goes like that. So it was really cool to have everyone here and have that experience to be able to pull our first clutch. It is not the way that you see on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook.
It was easy.
It was probably the easiest process ever. She never aggressed. She never attacked. The only thing you had was like the body ticks going up and down and things like that. But it was so easy to be able to pull the eggs and get her out and get her cleaned off and the whole process. It was just easy. It was fun. It was not anything, like I said, described as what you would see from other people on Instagram or TikTok.
Well, that's usually it's not like that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure at some point in time you'll get one that
Oh,
might be a little that makes it fun. Definitely makes it fun.
I'm sure we'll get that at least once, at least.
So,
But it's not all the time like you see, and trying to aggress towards your face and things like that.
She was easy, so it wasn't bad, you know. And actually, both of them were easy. That and the genetic stripe were easy. They both were super placid, so we had nothing to worry about. And then just forever waiting for them damn eggs to pip. It was just like forever. Forever.
So speaking of that, so you pulled the eggs. What was y'all process of how did y'all incubate them? What did you use?
We had a custom incubator built by Mike from Sinful Serpents. He built a beautiful 4-foot by
it's 4x2x2.
4x2x2 incubator. It has 5 levels. So we used that, kept it at 88 degrees. And we had gotten some storage bins from Target and put the vermiculite in and put the eggs in and everything. And I had noticed, 3-4 days in that they were starting to wilt a little bit. And I know it wasn't common upon that age. I know it was common towards them pipping that they would wilt a little bit, but they were starting to wilt more. And so I had messaged Aubrey and I said, Aubrey, I need your help. I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's keeping the humidity. Is that what's going on? And he said, yeah, for sure. So we had to go and get those airtight containers to make sure that humidity was staying in.
And they worked.
And then it worked and everything was good. And then every day I'm checking them and turning on the light. And I'm like, I know it's not time yet, but I just want to make sure something's happening. Of course you can't tell, but it's just that excitement like growing inside you. And
forever. Oh
my God, it felt like forever. That 88 days was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It can. You'll get used to it. Won't be anything. So up to that point, so when they pipped, I mean, it describe your feeling when you first saw that.
Well, we were actually we were going to New York. Weren't we?
Sure.
Yes. Okay. We were actually leaving to New York the day that they were supposed to be pipping, like around that day. So what we did is we cut the mochinos, and then we came back for the genetic strikes, and we were here for them. But we cut the mochinos because it was the 86th day. And I said, all right, we're at that 84 to 88 day range. We should be good. We can cut, because if we're not home and something happened where they can't get out and they died, I'd feel terrible because we would have been in New York past the 88 days. So we did end up cutting them. Everyone was good. We were able to check them and make sure, and then we just left them in their egg and let them come out naturally.
That was pretty cool, huh?
It was so awesome.
Well, I mean, it's one thing. It's one thing to see it, right? Whether you see it on a video or even if you're somebody's house, it's really cool to be somewhere and maybe help somebody cut. But when it's your eggs, from your animals, to cut them and stuff like that, it's pretty amazing.
He refused to cut him. He's like, no, you do it.
I just felt they were so little and tiny.
It's nerve-wracking. It can be nerve-wracking. There's a lot of stuff that could be nerve-wracking, but y'all, ain't gonna be shit for y'all for too long. All right.
Yeah. No.
So
it was fun. I can't wait to do it again. So this time around we're prepared and we'll be all right. So we don't have to make any phone calls.
Hopefully.
Right. So
Yeah.
so there's a lot of things like y'all been what I was saying earlier when she was talking about how the daughter's got she's doing ball pythons, and I was like, well, it's cool because y'all have such a tight net, good support system. If there's anything that's going on, if she has any questions and whatnot. I mean, y'all definitely got some of the best people, you know, in the hobby, that y'all are friends with and everything. I know I appreciate y'all so much. I don't think I
We
tell y'all that
appreciate you.
We
enough.
love you, James.
You have no idea how much I appreciate y'all. But so being fairly new in the hobby, y'all found y'all got breeding underneath your belt, pulling eggs underneath your belt, cutting eggs, all that stuff. And it was, what are some other things like just being, like I said, fairly new and whatnot? What are some other things that you can say that you experienced that maybe some other new people that are coming into the hobby, you know, that that can help them out, some things to look for, you know.
Know who you're buying from.
Yeah. I mean, know where your animals are coming from.
Know their background.
Make sure you know their background. If there's a history of, have they, are they proven or not? It's hard when stuff's not yours. Even though we trust everybody, it's there's some people out there in the business who are labeling things, and we all know that label things that aren't true just for the extra dollar. So it's hard, but you gotta. That's where I understand some of the old school guys are. You raise them up from babies, so you know what you have exactly, as compared to somebody going out and buying stuff because, again, you don't know who you're dealing with. Anybody wants to make a dollar, so they'll sell you anything, tell you anything.
Right.
So you just, that's the main thing. If you're gonna do your homework, that's like the biggest thing for us is just do your homework because read upon everything, ask questions. If you need clarification, I mean, the Retic community is super close. I mean, I know there's a couple of people who, they're just not fond of each other, but whatever it is, it's not as bad as the bull python community, but it's everybody's super cool. So, find somebody who has the history, who has knowledge, and just do your homework and just ask them questions. Aubrey will tell you, we ask them, and Chris too, and we ask questions. I'd rather find out for sure, even though it's something stupid. If it's stupid and it's, something that helps me out for the future, I'll ask that question. So don't be afraid.
And always trust your fiance.
What?
There you go. There you go, everybody. Yep.
She seems to. She's. It's nice. I mean, I've been wanting to do this forever, and I just never had a partner who ever wanted to do it with me. And she was the first one to jump at it when I approached her about it. She wasn't afraid. She didn't care. She just ran and said, "Let's do this." And let me tell you, I don't sell any damn animals. She sells them all. So I can't.
I told him he's just got to be more approachable. He can't stand with his arms like he has now.
It don't bother me. It doesn't bother me.
But yeah, it's been the best. I couldn't ask for a better person to partner up with. And I mean, it's, and people think girls, there's a couple of girls out there in the business right now. Megan Kelly's one of them, she's amazing with what she does. Sarah's good with Chris. Sue, was Amanda
Brittany.
and Sarah, Brittany too. There's a lot of girls that you don't see around, but they're the mainstay of everything, and that's how I look at it. So.
Well, I mean, it is. It's like I was asking her earlier. Like her perspective is if she feels like she's been treated differently and stuff like that. Because I know some in the past, and I think they weren't being treated differently, but I know it happens. There's always that dipshit, asshole. Oh, it's a girl. What do you know? Whatever. And she probably knows more than what he does. I personally have never. I don't care. Like if you're a guy, girl, whatever like that. It's whatever. But there's always a different perspective and stuff like that. Because I from what I hear, from what I understand, like maybe as you being a lady and whatnot, you kind of expect that, so you might have a chip on your shoulder because you're expecting to get some bullshit from somebody, because you're a girl dealing with retics.
Mhm.
Uh,
I've had a couple, incidents of that happening before. And it was one gentleman came up to me and he goes, "Oh man, what is this?" And I told him what it was. And he goes, "Oh no, there's no way that that could be that." And I was like, "It is." And he's like, "Well, how do you know?" And I said, "Well, because I'm the one that sold him the snake." Oh well, and I'm like, "Yeah." And then the person selling it was another breeder, and he goes, "Yeah, that's exactly what it is. She sold it to me." So I mean, it happens, but I don't carry, anything on my shoulder about it and get upset about it. I mean, like you said, it's going to happen here and there, and it's okay. I just think that I would love to see more women in the industry, like coming, face up front and
yeah,
doing what I'm doing and what Brittany does and what Sarah does and Megan and everyone.
there's a lot of great ladies out there that are behind the scenes, and
Mm-hmm.
we could not do what we do if it wasn't for them, for damn sure.
Oh yeah.
But what you just said, that's the reason why he stands there with his arms crossed and look the way he looks. So, uh,
Probably true. Probably true.
I'm trying not to be tough. It's just the way.
I mean, y'all here, I'm sure, since y'all, especially the people y'all hang out with and people that y'all talk to, because dealing with some of the people that have been in a hobby for a long time, I'm sure y'all have heard like stories and all kinds of crazy shit, that's happened or still happening and whatnot. And I would love to hear y'all's perspective on things. Uh, I personally, I mean, just real quick, I feel like my opinion is if somebody outside looking in was listen to all the bullshit, it sounds like it's horrible, you know. But I feel like there's more good people than bad people, by
Oh,
all means, in the
absolutely.
hobby, and just what I mean, what's y'all's perspective on it? Things that you've dealt with, people, things that you've seen at shows or whatever.
We've never really seen any conflict between people, so there's not much we could say on that. There's people that you hear about, um, and I'm not the one to judge because nobody's ever done anything bad to me. So no harm, no foul until you burn my bridge. I'm not going to say nothing less to you. But there's a couple people here and there, but otherwise, I mean, everybody gets along. Everybody's cool as shit. I mean, the amount of people we have that have helped us is immense. I mean, there's a lot of people who've helped us or giving us ideas or telling us, what's good and what's not good. And, we take it and we look, to see what's available, what's around, we go to other people's tables and see what's nice and, and nobody's ever got a problem with us doing that. Like we go over and, oh, why'd you get this? And you know, they're just super cool with everything. So I can't say again, there's a couple of people, but until I actually meet these people and cross a bridge with them, then I'm not going to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So otherwise, everybody's super. I mean, again, super duper cool. I can't knock anything.
He's that
That's
way, whereas I'm more if my close knit group has some feelings about someone or had something happen to them, I'm not the type of person that's going to approach them first and be like, "Hey, we don't have any bad blood, we're cool." I'm the type of person that is going to be more cautious and say, "Okay, here's what I've heard. I'm going to keep my distance. I'm not really going to engage with anything unless they come towards me." Even if it's positive or negative, I just like to keep my distance from anything that's going to cause complications or drama or anything like that.
right. It's I want to say that it's awesome to hear Dax, to hear you say, y'all say the things that you're just saying, because there's always going to be a couple people here and there,
Mm-hmm.
and but like I said, on the most part, I feel like there's more good than bad,
Oh
and
yeah,
Oh yeah,
that that,
there is
that
way
y'all,
more good than bad.
I agree.
you know, the
Oh
y'all's
yeah.
perspective and everything like that, because there are a lot of good people. I mean, the fact that y'all have a lot of dealings, like you say, with Amanda and Gavin, I mean, they're like family to me. I think they're great. Aubrey and Brittany, they're like family too. They're amazing. Chris, Sarah. I mean,
Yep.
you can't get no better.
No.
So there's definitely there's a lot of, I don't know, man. There's like, what is y'all perspective? Like, there's a lot of shit we can bitch about, I'm sure, when it comes to retics and everything like that. But it's really not that bad.
No,
it's really not.
It's not. I'm kind of learning that it's there's really not. I mean, you can't complain about it. I mean, there's really not. I mean, we're a niche kind of a group. You know what I'm saying? Not every day is somebody going into a reptile expo and buying 3 or 4 retics. As compared to like 4 or 5 bull pythons. We don't sell numbers like they do. You know what I'm saying? So we got to help each other out. It's like at shows. If I don't have something, I'll point and I'll know who has what. Like, how we all get together for an ARBC. We all look at each other's tables and we all walk around hanging out, yelling at each other or whatever. And if there's stuff that somebody's at my table looking for, I'll be like, oh, well, they have it over there. So go over there again. You know what I'm saying? Point them right there.
We even do it at our smaller, like our herp shows.
Yeah. If we don't have something,
when Tyler vends with us, or Chris vends with us, we had someone coming over and they're like, man, do you have any, white phase, like white phase GCs or anything like that? I'm like, nope, but come right back here. I'm gonna lead you to TJ. He's got your white phase GCs. He's got white phase tigers. He's got everything for you. And we do that because we're all family. That's what we do. We support each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's amazing. I mean, because that's kind of like old school. Back in the day, we always helped each other. I mean, you know what I mean? And it was, I mean, but there's always a little competition or whatnot, but there's always been, just you help each other,
Yeah.
And I would love to see more of that. I mean, I have strong opinions. I mean, if you watch anything that me and Chip do, I have strong. I'm very opinion, but it's all it is. It's just an opinion. It's all it is. You know what I mean? If you want to get your feelings hurt over opinion, I mean, that's fine. You can, you can go cry about it, but it's not that. It's just an opinion because I see things and I hear things, and I may come across or whatever like being negative or something like that, but I'm definitely more positive than that, and it's great. I mean, y'all are awesome. I mean, I've seen y'all like go out of your way to help customers and stuff like that. I mean, y'all are everything that when people ask, like what's the right way to do things and everything like that. I mean, it's almost like y'all are like seasoned veterans, when it comes down
because
to
of
it,
because of you guys.
Yeah, it's because of you,
I mean,
Amanda and Gavin and Aubrey and Chris.
That's where we learn from. We take a little bit of every one of you and put it together.
Well, I mean, I mean, just the stuff that y'all do, and I mean, you're just y'all both are awesome and everything. Like, I mean, I can't stop talking about, good things about y'all. But I want to some of the things like, so I would like to just get y'all's perspective on like your breeding and whatnot. Like, there's everything that's going on right now. We got the U.S. ARC, all this stuff that's going on in Florida and things that can affect all of us here in Texas and other states and everything like that. What's y'all's perspective on like what you think breeding with overbreeding or anything like that? What's good, what's bad?
Yeah, we control our breeding. We decided to stick with a number, and it would be 6 clutches a year because we know we're not going to hit 6. It'd probably be a slim chance to none that we hit all 6. So even if we walk away with 4, we're happy with that, and that's enough for us. We don't need to, and we're putting out such, the kind of animals we'll be putting out. There'll be such a mixture of genes and morphs and colors that it's not going to be a male and a female producing 45 of the same eggs. We're going to be producing 45 eggs, but they're going to be every one or every 2 will probably be different from each other. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it to where we're not trying to bust out factory style. We're not a snake mill as a puppy mill. We don't want to do that.
I don't want to get to the point where I have 300-400 babies and I'm becoming overwhelmed and my passion for what we do goes down the drain. That's my biggest thing. We love what we do with Retics. We love being part of this family. We love being able to have these beautiful animals and breed these animals. And I don't want it to become so stressful and overbearing and overworking to where that passion goes down the drain.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm glad you said that. Like earlier we were talking about, like, how many babies you have right now and everything. And I don't know what it is. It's like you have people come in and they see people like you or Aubrey or anybody, that they got these beautiful animals. They got these beautiful babies and everything. And they
Thanks to you guys.
automatically, they just think that oh, I got to breed. I got to breed. That's what I got to do. And that's fine. I mean, if they do it the right way, I think, um, but like you said, it's a little bit is different. It's always easier. It looks easier on paper.
Yeah.
And you have babies that don't eat, this and that kind of thing, and stressful trying to get them to eat and everything. Just what's y'all's, just talk a little bit about that. Like I said, in case there's like some new people and whatnot.
Yeah, we're at the point where now we're like trying. We were stubborn for a little while where we were like, we're just gonna feed pinkies and whatever we could, and pinky mice and hopper mice, and that's it. But we're at the point of doing baby quail now, baby chicks to start them off feeding.
Unfortunately,
she doesn't like doing them; she wants to keep them. But it's got to be done, and I told her that. I said, if you're not gonna feed them, I'm gonna feed them, but we got to kick them off because now that we've used the baby quail and the baby chicks, let me tell you, they've taken a lot faster to those than, little hopper mice or little, fuzzy mice or stuff like that. So I feel better and more comfortable now that, we opened up our heads to getting these chicks and quail now.
And the way that we do it is without, and I know that everyone's different when they put their babies on the table for sale, but the way that we do it is even though these ones are eating and say they're eating chicks or quail consistently every week, I refuse, and Dak supports me thankfully. I refuse to put them on the table until they're eating frozen thawed rats. I don't want to sell anything where it's going to be an inconvenience for people to have to go find quail or go find chicks or go get a live rat every single week. I want to be able to be like, you can buy feed right here. You can get 30 in a bag, 50 in a bag, whatever you want to do. It's already eating consistently. It's on frozen thawed, no problems. And I don't want people to have to come back and have problems with feeding and have to deal with that. So luckily he backs me up on that because that's something that I want to be able to provide with our customer service.
Yeah, and there's a few cases, where if we are feeding chicks and we're dealing with, like, some of our customers have a decent amount of experience with bigger retics and stuff like that and feeding and what to do if they're not eating. We have a good about 5 or 6 of our steady customers who have that experience where we'll sell it to them and we'll say, listen, still on chicks, and they're like, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it, I got the chicks, I'm not worried about it, I can get them, they're handy, I want them. I'm like, all right, so we'll send them, but usually to like a beginner, we won't do stuff like that. We'll wait or we'll point them into the right way of, well, this one's on frozen thawed, and not on chicks. So we'd rather you take this one. And, most of them will either oblige or they won't, depending on how bad they want the animal. So it's, like I said, there's certain cases. So we'll just work with those as we go. But it's opened a new light, I'll tell you that. I mean, just this week alone, starting with the chicks and the baby quail, I mean, last week we had no mochinos eaten. Now this week, everybody's
we got
eating.
half of them.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
a plus.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. That's, it really is. That's such great advice, especially for newer people getting into the hobby. And it's even better advice for some of the ones that have been in the hobby for a long time that are doing it the wrong way. The fact that y'all are new and y'all doing it the right way, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's bits of information from all you guys. Like I said, it's I'm creating you and Aubrey and Chris and Gavin, making one big pot of you guys together. So it's easy for me, man. I use all you guys' information and I try to figure out what would be the best scenario and I go with whoever's, and it works that way. So.
Well, I mean, it's always y'all like family too. So I mean, anything that I can do to help, it's
of course.
it's awesome. What everything that's going on in the hobby right now. You know, y'all coming in where y'all have and seeing it. Speaking of talking about like all the laws and all the bullshit that's going on,
Yeah.
like what's y'all's perspective on it? Do you think it's going to get better? You think it's going to get worse? You know?
I personally think there's a few states that are in trouble. And I lived in Florida for 13 years, South Florida specifically. So right near the Everglades, so I know everything that goes on there. And it's sad, and it's because of the stupid people who don't know how to raise animals, who buy things because they're nice and pretty when they're small, but know they're going to get 10 to 12 feet in size, and can run into their backyard and let it go because their Everglades is the Everglades is their backyard. It's Florida is a nesting ground for just bad choices, bad animal keepers. And it just goes with the U.S. Ark and the government thing. I mean, I remember living there. I mean, you would giant snakes crossing the street, a mile from the Everglades, and it's like, holy shit, if these things are just walking out in the street during the day, how, under whose trailer house you can have 10 or 20 of them, and it's hard, it stinks, but I hate to say it, Florida's fucked, they are,
Yeah.
and it's got a lot to do with the people who don't know how to take care of their animals, because if there was a lot of people who did, um, it would probably be better. And the weather conditions there are perfect for any animal, any reptile. So it's just a breeding ground, and they thrive. I mean, I remember driving when I had to go through work and driving through certain areas, and the amount of iguanas all over the trees and on the walls and on top of houses sunning, and it's like, wow, it's like an infestation. I mean, it's bad, and it's like, holy shit, and I mean, there's a city in Fort Lauderdale. It's not a city; it's a little subdivision. They got monkeys in their trees, man. There is monkeys in those trees, and I've seen them. I've fed them. It's crazy. It's just a jungle, and it's not right because those animals don't belong there. And you got idiots who love to fuck with animals. So it's just I'm just hoping that there's enough members, and that's another thing we're trying to push. It's not the donations. We need US Arc needs the members, man, and that's the biggest thing for us. It's not the donations help, but it's the member numbers that will count the most. Because you can't go to Washington with a slip of paper and say we only have 25,000 followers. They're gonna laugh at you. We need to be in the hundreds of thousands. As much as we can get, and that's like our biggest thing is we try to push everybody to. We always ask people at the tables, you guys US Arc members? No, we're not. How about you guys join? Because we'll tell them, we'll give them a little background on what's going on. We're selling these animals, but you never know. In 2 or 3 years from now, we might not be selling these anymore to you, or you wanting to breed them, you won't be able to. So you guys got to do your diligence, And most people will either join. They'll tell us, oh, we joined, or I have a few people who are US Arc members now. So it's a nice thing. But we always push it on to new people to join it, because I told them, you're buying one from me, and if you're looking to buy another one in the future, we need that future. So join. It's not much. It's $40. I mean, you could even do the $5. We have DNT as bronze. We're bronze members. Yeah, because we're going to up to silver soon. But we're bronze members now. But also,
no, we did silver in
was it silver? Okay.
Yeah.
We did
Juliana's
silver
bronze.
Yes, Juliana's bronze. Yeah. But I'm bronze too. Besides the DNT membership, I have my own membership. Juliana has her own membership. She has her own membership. So that's 4 memberships we have right here in the house. We got the extra one for DNT. But we try to tell people that, because again, it's going to suck the one day when in Texas, I know Texas is the Lone Star state, and they don't pay attention to anything the government says, but there's different entities and different government bodies that can get away with stuff. So we're just hoping that everybody pays their dues. Just even like I said, $5 a month. They have those memberships where it's $5 a month. I mean, it's not that much, But we try to push as much as we can with US Arc on everybody, and that's like leading up to the new shirts we got coming out. The whole back is a big US Arc logo. with the website and everything on it. So.
And $5 off of each shirt will be going towards US Arc as well. So
that's awesome. That's great. And we get everybody at the shows doing that kind of stuff, which I know a lot are, but get everybody doing stuff like that, whether it's, you buy an animal and part of that money helps you become a member, whatever the case may be, and like I said, I know a lot of people are doing that, but it's awesome that I know I keep saying this, but y'all being fairly new and everything like that, but your mentality of being new like that and doing stuff like that, I think that's amazing. That's awesome. You get everybody else on the same page.
Well, I mean, we're new and we love this family and we love the Retics and
want to keep going.
We want to keep it going. So what's going to happen if we're not doing our part, being new and helping set that example for other people who are going to be coming? If we're just like, oh, it's just US Arc, if they're not going to do anything, nothing's going to happen. We'll always be able to have our snakes. But the fact is that something might happen. We don't know yet. And we just have to keep pushing and supporting and getting more people to support and follow. And hopefully it becomes big enough to where we can all stand together and say, hey, look, we understand some states need to shut it down because of, logical reasons. But the rest of us, we can do this. We can support. We can be good citizens and have these animals.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. I just, like I said, I hope the newer people that may be watching this or will watch this will realize, the things that you are doing. Definitely doing everything the right way and trying to do your part to keep this hobby going and everything. So that's amazing. I appreciate you. USR.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, no, every time we see Phil, we let him know, it's plus, we give Phil a shirt, NARBC, Brian Potter gets a shirt all the time, so we, this year we got everybody, we're taking care of everybody, it's no cost to us, so they'll get their shirts and stuff like that. But yeah, the USR for the new one it's the whole back of the shirt, so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna get a shirt one day. Damn it.
I still haven't given you one yet?
I do not have one. I want to be sporting.
Okay. We need to get you a shirt. Why haven't you given James a shirt?
I don't know. The last order we ordered, we didn't order a lot, so.
Well, we ordered 60 shirts this time, so we're good.
At the Brian show.
Yes.
It's happening at the Brian show.
He's gonna come to the Brian show.
Okay. Brian said that. That's cool.
And just make sure you have size fat ass. And
he wears the Old Navy medium, the kids medium. Yeah. So it's all right.
Well, we got enough shirts. Yeah, we got enough this time. So we're gonna hold out, but every time I say that, it's like we're gonna hold out to NARBC and then put them out. But then it's like,
well, he keeps saying we're gonna hold out, but then we always have people. Do you have more shirts? Did you get your new shirts? Did you get your new shirts? And I just say, go talk to Dax.
Yeah, because we haven't ordered some in a bit, and everybody's like, we want shirts, and then she's like, oh,
it's his problem. I always tell him.
So we're ordering shirts. They'll be ordered this weekend.
So y'all got 2 clutches under your belt so far. Mm-hmm. Y'all have some awesome breedings that you talked about earlier. That'll hopefully happen for y'all. Y'all traveling all over the place. Got shows and everything like that. So what do y'all give y'all some time to talk about? So I know you talked about this weekend. You have a show in Arlington, the Lone Star Reptile Show, right?
Yep.
What else y'all got? Tell everybody what else y'all got going on. That way they can come see you.
Yeah, you know the schedule. Yeah, we got a bunch of. Actually, this is probably our busier part. It's from like August to December is our busiest.
So we have Arlington this weekend, end of July 30th, 31st. We will be in Shawnee, Oklahoma. And then we have a break until August 20th, and Dax is going to go stir crazy. We all know this because he won't have a show for almost 3 weeks, which he does not like at all. But then we'll be in Bryan College Station, August 20th, 21st. The weekend after that, we'll be in Austin. The weekend after that, we'll be in McQueenie. The weekend after that, we'll be in Conroe. And then 2 weeks after that, we'll have NARBC. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shows in the next 2 months.
That's awesome
Yeah,
and amazing.
it's a lot.
I love it.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, hell, I remember just doing like just the NR, the Arlington shows and Tinley shows, and I thought that was crazy. Y'all, shit. I don't see how y'all do it.
We do generally 25 to 27 shows a year.
Yeah, we got this year. This year we're adding McQueenie in, and then we're doing one in Kansas. So that'll be our furthest show is Kansas.
Yeah.
So
that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Show.
Yeah, actually, I'll be in Schaumburg 2 weeks with Aubrey and Gavin, and then I'm going to talk to Brian because I'd like to get into Tinley, but I know that waiting list is forever. But we'll see what happens when I talk to Brian Potter. But I might want to do that Tinley show.
I would love to do Tinley. That would be awesome. I know that would totally be a nice little road trip with some days off from work, but Tinley would be a great experience. I've never gone to Tinley. He's never gone to Tinley, even just to be able to go visit. But I would love to go vend at Tinley. That would be
a good time. Amazing. It's a different animal. It's a good time.
That's what we've heard.
The pizza in Chicago. That's.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. You don't get better than New York pizza.
I've never had it, so I'm just going to.
You got to go to Joe's. Joe's Pizza
in Manhattan, the best place. But yeah, it's I've always wanted to do Tinley. And nothing against anybody who we help out, but I'd rather do Tinley with our stuff, like our future breedings that we have. So next year would be perfect for us on doing Tinley. So if we can get in, we'll do it that way.
We want to be able to, we love having and being able to help everyone else that we do with their animals, with Aubrey, with Shane Costello now, with Jake Klotz. We've got Keith Stambaugh. We have these beautiful animals, and we're bringing the best of the best to our tables. But with Tinley, we want to be able to be like, these are our babies. We did these. So.
Well, that's always the goal,
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Trying to do that quick in a hurry, but I gotta wait a little bit, but we'll be there.
Yeah, you definitely are. I know it's nothing but good things going to happen for y'all. For damn sure. So,
it'll be fun. Are you coming to Arlington?
Yes, I already got my room.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you got your room. Yeah,
I already got my room. Now I'm working on Tinley. So
yeah, because Aubrey's coming down. He'll be with us, and then Chris and Sarah will be coming over, and Trey. It'll be a good group this year again. So it'll be nice. You'll be this time, so you'll be here.
Fun.
It'll be a blast.
Yeah, can't wait. It's our favorite show, easily. Yeah. It's a fun show to do. That's why everybody gets together. We get to see everybody because away from everybody sucks. But we only get to see you, Chris. Who else do we get to see?
Aubrey.
No, we don't even get to see Aubrey. No, I'm talking about during the year.
Oh, during the year we get to see James, Chris and Sarah.
Trey, and the rest of the Oklahoma crew. And
I missed that.
It sucks, man. But you're working, I'm working. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? And you ask how we do it. We do it with we use our money from our weekend. Instead of going out and drinking and partying, we put our money towards tables at an expo and go there and sell. So it's always break even for me. I don't ever lose money because I'm either going to spend it drinking or eating. So I'll just put it towards the table. Literally, that's how it is. It's how it works. So I could make something from nothing, or I could waste it and have nothing at all.
There you go. That's good advice too, right there. I hate that I missed Chris's gathering this year.
Barbecue.
Yeah,
it was good.
I was hot. And then to find out that Amanda showed up, I was really pissed off then.
Oh my gosh, I was so it was supposed to be
a secret.
It was supposed to be a surprise apparently, and Dax had Chris on speakerphone when I got home, and Dax is like, so who else is going to be there? And Chris is like, and he's like, no, who else is going to be there? He goes, Amanda and Sarah. And I was like, oh, what? And I jumped up and I'm jumping on the bed screaming and I'm so excited. And I got there and gave him a big old hug and was able to hang out. And Dax had gotten Amanda a bottle of Chopin vodka because it's her favorite now. and she got hammered. She was hammered.
It was fun. It was a good one.
It was good.
Yeah. Ian was upset too. I felt so bad.
Was he?
So yeah, he was pissed off. He was upset.
Guy.
Dad, just don't go to work. Fucking boss. I gotta be there.
Good kid, man. Good kid.
Shit.
Are you gonna bring him to NARBC?
Oh yeah, he goes.
He's always
gonna be there. So
my son will be there too, so he'll have someone. Ian's, is he 15?
16.
My son's 14, so I'm sure they can hang out and have fun.
He's working that weekend.
I know, but I'm sure he can get away for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
hang out with you.
Sure.
Yeah, Ian, that'll be a good time. Ian will like that. You know.
Yeah. Kirk's son will be working, but he'll get away for a while.
Tristan now, he works for Andy Hine. He works for Southern Reptile Supply, and he helps Andy out on the weekends at some shows. So Andy has some shows, and he lets us know, hey, bring your son. I need some extra hands. And Tristan puts in that manual labor, and he realized at the first show he helped Andy, he's like, Mom, I am so tired. And I said, yeah. And he goes, yeah. And we got into the hotel room at 7:30, and he was out within 5 minutes, like passed out.
Andy's a character for damn sure. Andy's a good guy.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we think he's helping. He helps us out a lot. You know what I'm saying? So he offered. If we brought him, he would put him to work. So I said, put the kid to work. He needs a good lesson in life. So now he comes over and he's interested in the reptiles too now. So it's just growing. He's a typical boy. He's with his video games all the time. But now it's like when he goes, he asks us questions. He's always about what's this, what's that with the reptiles. So now it's kind of growing on him. You know what I'm saying? And he sees the fun he can have, and we're all having when we do it. So he likes it as well. So it's cool.
It's always cool when you're, like I was telling her, it's always cool when the kids, when they kind of like follow in your footsteps or whatever, just kind of share the same type of passions and whatnot. Especially when it's dealing with animals, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. We love it. It's the best thing to have her. I mean, a year ago, she probably told you, but a year ago, she wouldn't. Her daughter wouldn't even touch a snake or even go near it.
Well,
and cry if you even put it near her.
Yeah.
And now,
a year ago, she was crying, screaming, running away from a ball python. And she's embarrassed right now because I'm talking about her. But I had to tell her that the snakes didn't even have teeth, so if it bit her, it wouldn't hurt.
And that's how she got her.
That's funny. Jesus.
So I told her that, and she's like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And then
she was okay with it.
She was okay with it, and she held it, and she fell in love with ball pythons. But I wish that she would do retics instead, kind of. But retics are a little bit big for a young lady at her age to breed, and she loves ball pythons. And she saved up for 5 months. She saved up her allowance for 5 months, saved up $400, bought her ball python, bought all the stuff to go inside the enclosure. And now she's grown her collection.
We have help, and we have help from a major donor. So
yeah,
that put us in place too. So it was nice. It was nice of that person to do that, and they gave her pretty much. That person gave her pretty much everything she needed to start literally breeding. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's just amazing. So, but
yeah, it's good enough.
What do y'all got? Y'all have anything else y'all want to add? So y'all talked about the shows that y'all got coming up. Hopefully, people will hear this and they're going to show up.
I hope
do some business with y'all.
Yeah, we just want everybody to know. We just want everybody to know too. We know times are rough. We know everybody doesn't have the dime that they used to a year or two ago. Don't be afraid to, it's like it's a big thing for me, is because we're not set on our prices. We have our prices, but we want people to enjoy what we do and the passion for it, and we want people to follow that passion and have the same thing and want to have the animals as well. Just don't think that just because the prices we have up are, give us, we just want people to know, if you want to make an offer, make offers to us.
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Don't feel we're these type of people that because we're You know, I'm not saying we're all over the place, but a lot of people know us now. You know, and we're not that type of person where now because everybody knows us, and we're those type of breeders that add $500 to their snakes because now their name's everywhere. Yeah, we don't do that stuff. You know, it's we keep our prices as reasonable as possible. You know, but we want everybody to enjoy it. You know, I mean, I was behind the table too. You know, myself. You know, there's times where I would walk up to breeders and stuff like that and ask, and you know, how much is that worth? You know, oh, that's $1,800. You know, well, I have 1,600 cash. You know, oh, sorry, I can't sell it to you. It's 800. It's 1,800. You know, I'd hate that. I would never sell. I would never buy anything from that person again. But I also want people to, know that we're super salt of the earth people. You know, you can talk to us about anything. You know, we help people who aren't even our customers. That's the whole thing. That's the part that it's some people are like, we don't even buy snakes from you and you help us. And I'm like, because we just want you to know to better yourself. If you need it, you need the information, and we don't know something definite, we tell people to call up other breeders. You know, this is his number. Ask him. They'll probably know a little bit better than us, or most likely will know better than us. So we do that. You know, we just want everybody to know that, we understand how the times are.
Yeah,
so
we had, and it's the thing is I'm usually a pretty good judge of character. Dax is a good judge of character. If someone comes up and they're talking to us about snakes and they're an experienced retic handler and they're like, man, I've come to, a few shows with you and I've seen this snake and I've, looked at it and eyed it and you guys have always been so helpful, but I'm $300 or $400 short. You know what? If this snake is going to a good home and it's going to make you happy and times are a little bit tough right now, we don't mind. It's not going to, that 300 or 400 is not going to kill us.
No.
And being able to make that person happy and get, that interest for them and hopefully, they're going to do something great with that snake and have this snake happy, then that's what we want. We're here to make people happy and to show them and educate them. And that's one thing we also love about the shows is being able to educate people. These are not scary animals. They're not, animals that are going to jump out and attack you. There are certain ones, but they're not all crazy. They're not bad snakes.
We try to with us, we don't look to make sales at shows. To me, I don't care if I make a sale or not. It doesn't bother me one bit. I'd rather get the knowledge in people, or if I could change those minds of the people that cross our table and let's say it's going to be 30 feet. No, it's not going to be 30 feet, dude. Let me educate you a little bit about this. This way you can understand. You might not even buy it or even care to buy it, but at least you don't sound like a dumbass the next time you walk across someone's table trying to show up to your girlfriend. Yo, man, those snakes get 25 feet, 30 feet, man. We're not buying that. No, please don't do that. You're giving us a bad name, number one. And second of all, you don't even know what you're talking about, number two.
We get that a lot where, mostly young couples will come by and the woman is like, oh my gosh, look at these colors. This snake is so beautiful. What is it? So they're reticulated pythons. These are babies. They're about 4 to 6 months old. And the husband will be like, oh man, these are the ones that get like 30 feet. And I'm like, they don't get 30. It's fine.
I'd rather have everybody walk away with a different vision than what they have already. And that's my biggest thing. I'd rather do that. That's a better sale. That's better than a sale for me. Because maybe down the line, you never know. Those people come back and, I remember we spoke 2 years ago and I'm back and you're like, oh, so you listened? Yeah, I bought a boa constrictor and, I had it for the last 2 years and she's 8 foot now and I'm working with her quite well. I think I'm ready to handle, baby retic, and I said, okay, you still, the husbandry rules are a little different, but, we'll go over everything again. And if they've done their homework and everything seems good, then we'll talk. So
that right there, see, that's why you are good people. All right. And that's one of the reasons, right? I have nothing but good things to say, about y'all. And once again, I hope people that are watching this or going to watch this that are thinking about doing what y'all are doing, take some of that advice and do the right thing. It's just good to hear, because you have people that will just sell, to anybody, it's just for $1 and whatnot. We all want money, by all means, we all trying to, do this and do that, but there's a right way and a wrong way, and y'all definitely doing it the right way,
We
So,
also won't sell to someone who walks up and they're like, I want this snake. And we're like, all right, do you have experience with a larger animal, a larger breed snake? And they're like, oh, I have a ball python at home. We're like, we appreciate your interest and your sale, but we would prefer for the animal's safety and well-being and your safety and the well-being that you get some different experience with a little bit of a larger snake, like a boa or a king snake, or something along those lines, where it is a little bit larger than what you're going to deal with a ball python. And we tell them, see if you can handle something like that. See how you feel handling something like that. Even if it's going over to a friend's house for a couple months and handling the snake and feeding the snake at a larger size, and then come back to us and let us know. We'll still be here. We're still going to have babies, but we would prefer what you're getting into and how you feel with this snake and how active it is and how inquisitive it is versus a ball python that's pretty stationary, and then we tell them, if you're comfortable, then come back to us and we will be more than happy to help you. But we're not the type that's just, like you said, going to sell to make a dollar. We want that person to be safe and feel comfortable, and the snake to be safe and feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, we pick and choose too. There's a few people who haven't had retics. A friend of mine, Don, he hasn't had retics. He has 3 now from us. He asked a lot of questions. He's always wanted to know, what to do in certain situations, how to work it, and he listens. And he takes everything I say to heart, and he's working awesome with them now. And now he knows what to do. He's tap training when he needs to. He takes everything and does it. He's a big kid too, so he can handle a decent sized one. So, and he's been here and played with them, with ours. So, he comes and hangs out when he's available, and he'll come over and take out a big one or something like that. So, there's a few examples that I'll or we will we'll let him go. We'll let the retic go, and if it's a small little male baby, and they listen to us and they don't overfeed it, and it takes forever for that thing to grow. I mean, we have babies right now in the tubs that are like not even babies. They're almost at a year, and they're tiny. And people are like, how do they keep them this small? I'm like, because we don't overfeed our stuff. We maintenance feed them. They're all super healthy. Anybody who comes to our table will say that. I mean, I've had people come to our table and tell me, you got healthy animals. You take care of them, do you? Huh? Yeah. I mean, my place is spotless. This place is clean as hell, and we feed them and we take care of them. So we're not trying to power feed these things to make them giant size. We don't need them giant size at our house. So we tell people, you do what you want when you get home with them, but we don't advise that. We are maintenance feeders. We're slow growers. I'm not trying to make a female 15 feet in 2 years, so I think I can breed her, because it ain't gonna happen. So we try to teach people along the way. But like I said, there's a few examples where we'll sell to a person or a friend of ours who we know that can handle it.
And Don lives 5 minutes away, so if he ever needs anything, we're able to go and help him.
Y'all see what I put up on the screen from Aubrey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said, "Good times, great people."
We love you, Aubrey.
Yeah, that was a good thing. I mean, it was nice to start working with everybody, and then to get handed an ocelot, it was like, what do I do with this thing now?
I know.
Go and sell it, boy. Okay, thanks.
My daughter was sitting on the stairs with us when we were unboxing the ocelot for the first time and putting it in our rack. And I said, "Here, hold this." And she holds it, and I said, "It's your college tuition. Don't fuck it up." She's like, "What?" She's like sitting there holding this.
Yeah, that was a blessing. I mean, I never expected that day to ever come, and it was nice of him enough to do that with us. He was nice enough to even trust us with anything in general. It was a big help. Like I said, I mean, this family's tight, and it's really cool how everybody is. And now, I guess, now either people are learning about us or finding out about us, and we're kind of bringing people together in certain ways, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get more friends, trying to build a little army. You know what I'm saying? So everybody that we take in and that we help, I got a friend of mine who's breeding too now. He's got boas. He just bred a few. I think he had 2 clutches, and now he's getting into retics. So I'm kind of guiding him with what I've learned from you guys, on how to breed and what to get and how to look for animals and what could work the best for you and without breaking the bank. So, and he's listening and he's doing everything he's being told. And he actually learns more and more every time he hears me speak. And sometimes he'll go against what I say and he'll be like, well, this will be better for me. And I'm like, okay, that's perfect. That's what I don't want you to mimic me, but take what I say to into consideration. Don't mimic me, and he doesn't. He wants to do his own thing. He wants to breed his own morphs and take care of that. But he's we're trying to do that. We're trying to get a family together, just get our numbers bigger, man. So
good stuff. Great stuff, man. I truly hope that people will listen to this, just y'all's perspective of things and stuff like that, because that all helps. It all helps. The fact that y'all gave so much good advice. Don't be scared to ask questions. Ask questions from everybody. Learn from anybody and everybody you can. Try to get as much information before you do certain things.
Correct.
So,
yeah,
everything y'all are amazing.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
There's days where, I hate to say it, and so I'll let a little secret out between some of you guys when I ask for help. If one of you ain't answering me in 5 minutes, I'm asking somebody else. If I text you and you don't answer me in 5 minutes, I'm asking somebody else. I don't care, because I need to know what's going on, because in my head, I need an answer and I want an answer this way so I know what to do and take care of my situation. So if I text you something and because you're working, you don't answer me in 5 minutes, Obi, what do I do with this? And then if you don't answer, Chris, what do you and then I'll get back in 10 minutes, 3 different answers from you guys. And I'm like, y'all took too long, forget about it.
And I see the comments on the side here, and Simply Serpents, I just think it's good to have that different range of experience in different animals before you get to something that is, like you said, boas are different than retics. They're not as inquisitive, they're not as active, but to work your way up from a ball python, which, sorry, Juliana, but they're pet rocks. That's what they are. To work your way up from that to something that is a little bit more active and larger, and then getting up to a retic, which is much more inquisitive and the largest snake, it's different experience in different ways. And I mean, Chris said it, he went from balls to boas and then retics, and he said he's glad that he did it. And Aubrey too. And I mean, just like Aubrey said, it's like having a learner's permit before a driver's license.
Yeah,
it's just different experience.
Yeah, it's a different. I mean, they're different animals. I mean, you got Bernese who are like quiet retics, but they're still not. They're not inquisitive like retics. And if you take a really super inquisitive retic that's 13 or 14 feet, it ain't easy to handle. And I mean, me, you, James, we're big boys, and it still ain't easy to handle a 14-foot female that wants to go into your kitchen sink, and you're you're on the other side of the house, and she's gonna pull you with her. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not that people aren't incapable of doing it. It's the animal itself that makes it incapable sometimes. You can take all the knowledge you want, you know what I'm saying, which is great. But as far as getting to an 8-foot, and nothing against women, and there's some guys out there too, they have a problem handling an 8 or 9-foot retic. And to us, it's not that hard, but some people it's hard. And I don't want to do that, because there's some females, as we know, James, that can get 8 to 9 foot in 2 years, 2.5 years,
Yeah.
and that sneaks up on somebody, and you can't. I mean, I've had one day where my 9-foot female wrapped around my neck so fast because something spooked her. I mean, I had to get Tay over to unwrap her on the bottom of my neck because I started choking. It happens. You can't control that 8 or 9 foot, 10-foot snake is strong as shit. And some of them are stronger than others. I hate, I hate for people to have to go through that. I mean, I've had some wrapped on my arms where my hand turns purple and looks like it's going to explode, because they're wrapped so tight. And that's only a 5-footer. You know what I'm saying? And some people can't handle that. So it's not always the information that helps you become a capable owner. It's sometimes you need that experience. Yeah, anybody
Exactly.
can, and anybody can read. Anybody could do their homework, but it's like my job. I'm in construction. I got these new kids coming out of college reading books. You haven't been in the field yet, buddy. You don't know. Your ass hasn't got kicked yet, my friend. You'll learn once you come out to the field and work with us. And you can have
Yeah.
all the experience of the books to teach you and the best colleges in the world. Sometimes you need that experience out in the field to learn what it's like. So that's why
Exactly.
it's not so much that people don't aren't capable of doing. It's just literally sometimes the animal is just too much for people.
I don't. I'll touch on some of this. I mean, like, I wish I would have done things differently. I'm one of those people that, didn't do things the right way. Things that we preach about now. Because I started with wild caught years and years ago. And I that's part of the reason why I think you should have a little bit of experience and everything. And by all means, there's people that can uh, start out. Go get a retic. Uh, start out with the hatchling, grow with it, and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. You can read everything, all the books, everything on the internet, and like you were saying about the college kids. They may have a lot of knowledge, but the experience isn't there. And nothing beats hands-on experience. But having a little bit of that knowledge helps with that hands-on
Oh yeah,
experience, if that
of
makes any
course.
sense. So that's the reason why a lot of large constrictor keepers or whatever, we're kind of we'll ask, well, what do you have experience with?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that some people think that you're incapable of dealing with these animals, but things could go sideways really quick, and it's different. It's just different. A retic is just different
They are.
uh,
It's
than a berm or
Mhm.
something like that. It's just different. So that's why people ask, or should ask, in my opinion, if there's what type of experience you have.
yeah. And like you said, retics are just completely different animals. Um, we had a person that, in the past we were talking to, and they said, when I'm ready for a retic, I'm going to come to you guys. They went to NARBC, saw a retic, found it from someone else. Um, the retic was probably not handled as much. It was very flighty, a little bit nippy. She had it for 2 days, and she said, "This is nothing like my ball pythons, and I should have listened to you guys. I'm not ready." And I said,
I mean,
"I told you they're completely different. They are very active animals, very inquisitive." And she just said she wasn't ready, and she admitted it. But she said, "I wish I would have listened, and took the tips in that you guys were giving me, because, like I said, all she had was ball pythons. She wasn't used to an active snake." So,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad Aubrey's is watching. He's helping out in the comments. Thanks, Aubrey. Owe you a beer, buddy.
Put your pinky up.
Well, I mean, exactly, buddy. Pinky's up. But the whole thing about it is there's a lot of people that, you know, like I've seen this happen where somebody has a hatchling and everything is fine. They have, it's really docile, have no issues, whatever. And they buy another hatchling from somebody else. They get it, they set it up, the animal gets warmed up, and then it's a different animal. It's been stressed from the shipping, then different environment, everything like that. Now it's striking, it's doing all this. And that person that has all this experience, yeah, I have a retic, has no clue what to do. Mad at the breeder, mad at the person that they bought the animal from, because in their facility, the animal is perfectly fine. It doesn't strike, it eats, it does everything. But just that little bit shipping and a different, you know, environment and everything has changed now, and now you go from I know what I'm doing to you
Help.
don't have a fucking clue, and you're blaming the person you bought it from, and that's not the case. So, and yes, it's just a hatchling. It's totally different than a full grown adult reticulated python, but it's just little things like that. So, um, experience,
Yep.
read up everything you can by all means. That's great. There's so much information at your fingertips that I know I didn't have. None
Yeah. Well,
whatsoever.
Well, we also
Um,
when we sell, we also let people know that temperaments do change, because we handle ours a lot. All of ours we handle. So usually most people are even amazed that we'll let them reach into the display and grab the snake themselves. And I'm like, because we know what we have here, so we know, what's on the table. So we'll get that, and then we also tell people though, you have, they're comfortable right now because they know where they are, they know they're with us, they know in the displays, but when you take them home, there could be a chance that that change can happen, and we let them know. So that's when you've heard about the tap training and you read about it. Yes, we have. All right, so that's when you begin that tap training, and that's when you start doing that. As soon as they start becoming flighty and they want to bite you all the time, and we let them know it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to fix that problem in a week. You're not. It could take 2 months,
3 weeks.
5 weeks, 6 months. It could take a bit. Just you got to have the patience, and you have to work with the animal, because once you give them that patience and you're not annoying them and you leave them alone and you tap train them slowly, I believe they come around. It's happened. We've done it. We've taken a few animals where they, God, they've been super bitey.
Hey,
And now you can go into the enclosure and pull them out, and it's perfectly fine.
Example, we got a girl from Amanda and Gavin, and we were asking questions. She said, after we bought her, she said, she is very nippy. I will not even handle her. She is that nippy. I said, great, fantastic. Our third retic. Super. So excited. And we got her. Beautiful. She's our dwarf citrus marble albino tiger. Her name is Tinkerbell because she is spiteful, just like Tinkerbell. And you would walk past her enclosure and she is head first in the glass every single time, everywhere you went, fighting everything, going crazy. And it took me 3 weeks of consistently working with her. And when I say consistently working with her every day, 20 to 30 minutes, literally just tapping her, hooking her out, and letting her just sit on my arm, even if she's constricting tight, just letting her be there and know, hey, I'm not going to hurt you. You can relax, you can, unwind, do what you need to do. But 3 weeks of that. And now I can say that I can reach in, I can tap her, I can pet her, and I can pull her out, and she's fine with me. But it's just that consistent work. I mean, I try to tell people when you get a retic, it's like having a puppy. If you're not willing to put in the work and the consistency to help train this animal and be good to this animal, it's not going to be good to you.
exactly. And that's the whole getting to know your animal. You know, they got to get to know you. You got to get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I say this all the time. I probably said it around y'all. I know I've said it in videos and stuff like that. We're dealing the reptiles that we deal with. These snakes, they don't have any type of expression. They don't smile. When you walk in your house, your dog is happy. Your dog is happy. You can tell when it's sick or when it's scared. These animals, no, you have to pay attention. You know,
Yep.
uh, there's it's you have to put in the work. But at the end of the day, this is our opinions about stuff. I mean, people are going to go out there, they're going to buy stuff, and hopefully they have a little bit of common sense. um Hopefully they'll ask questions, they'll ask the right questions, they won't get defensive. How like some people do when you try to help them, when you try to give advice, they get defensive, they taking it the wrong way. So there's nothing, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with buying a retic or whatever. We just don't feel like that's the best way to go about doing things. At the end of the day, we want people, we want you to be safe, we want the animal to be safe, we want you to be
Right.
happy, we want the animal to be happy. And that's all it is, you know. You know, I get it. You don't have to understand why we say these things or why we think this or anything like that. Take it for what it's worth, you know. But you know, if you end up in a bad situation, maybe you should have fucking listened, you know. Yeah.
It's true.
So
That is true.
I mean,
versus.
well, I'm just saying. I mean, there's people. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't let people like come, you know, really look at my shit or anything like that, you know. Um, just for the simple fact that, you know, well, it depends on who it is. I mean, if you came over, whatever, it'd be fine, or whatever, Aubrey came over, it'd be fine, or something like that. But, you know, other people and stuff like that, because, you know, I have animals that would, you know, if they don't know what they're doing, you know, that it's not going to be, it's not going to be good. You know what I mean? So, you know, so you know, every you should learn. You should learn. You should want to learn as much as you possibly can, and get that hands on experience from uh, people like Dax. You know, other people. You know, if they'll allow you into their facility and whatnot, and you get that, you know, hands on experience, it's good. It just means you're going to be a better keeper. You're going to be better. The animal's going to be better. It's not that big a fucking deal. Get over it. Shit.
And that's, we tell people too, like if they're interested, you're more than welcome. Like if you're serious about purchasing an animal, to come over and see our animals, see our larger ones, try handling it with us, get that experience. Like I said, like if you know a retic breeder or someone that can allow you to come in, you know, go get that experience feeding, go get the experience cleaning an enclosure and having to move that animal and do things like that. All those things that you're going to have to do by yourself or with someone else, hopefully, you know. And it's not just a hatchling that you can put in a little tub. When it gets 10 feet, it's a little bit more difficult to get that snake out of the enclosure to clean if you need to.
You don't want to get out.
So
Well,
those
you know,
are all
that's
things that you have to
go
take
ahead.
into consideration. And it's, if you have a retic breeder that's like, hey, it's cleaning day or feeding day, you want to come over and get some experience before you buy? Yes, Simply Serpents. I mean, come on down. Come on.
Of course, Mike, you could come over. Come on, man. You know better than that.
then come on down. Get the experience. Help us feed. Shit, I can always use the help. You want to throw in some 5-pound rabbits? Come on, let's go. Like,
yeah, I mean, we have our customers come here and they come and look, and you know, we show them each from the big girls down. We show them, you know, if they want to take them out, we have no problem taking them out. I mean, I know how they react now. I mean, I know all the big girls that we have. I know their attitudes and their temperaments, so it's not hard. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, try to get the hands on. You know, even if, you know, you can go again, go to someone's house who's a breeder and just watch and learn. You know, you don't have to stay there and learn every day of the week. You know, just go and get a glimpse and see what it's like. You know, hold, you know, because most of the time when most of our customers come here, if they're first timers, you know, and they're wanting to learn and they're not buying. So we've had people come over who don't even buy anything. They just come over to see everything. They want to see how it is, how the enclosures are set up, how big they'll need to be. You know, they want to see everything that they're going to be investing their money and time in. So we show them, this is what it's going to happen. This is how it's going to work. You know, so we do that with people as well. Again, I'm not here to make, I'm not here to sell stuff. Selling is, you know, and I mean, I have a bunch of stuff from a bunch of people. I mean, yes, I do like selling your stuff, but I mean, in the long run, I'd rather create a follower and someone who's going to come back and help us than lose a potential person. You know what I'm saying? So it always comes back in the end. So that's how I believe.
And it could be the thing about these animals too. I mean, it could be even with just one, you know, depending on type of person you are, it could come extremely overwhelming real quick, you know, because you know you start out with the cute little baby hatchling, and it keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing, you know, and you know, you're feeding rabbits and shit. Some people are not, you know, they don't think about it, and it's weird too. I mean, there's a lot of people who actually do. They put in the work. They get on the internet. You know, they read everything they possibly can. They talk to whoever they can. Try to get as much information as they can. You know, but then they have the animal and they're growing with it and everything, and then all of a sudden you go from frozen thawed rats to whatever, now to rabbits. And sometimes that's too much for some people.
Yeah, some people can't.
When you see the shit that you have to clean, sometimes that I mean,
turn a
just one
person
animal.
away.
Sometimes, I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So there's a lot there is, I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that people don't think about.
No,
because they don't know.
The shit fills a bowl.
No, we try. Like I said, we have customers who come over who don't buy anything, and they'll just come and they'll ask questions. They'll ask questions and they'll say, okay, let us do our diligence. We'll do our work. Let's do our homework. And I'm like, all right, with no pressure. Don't forget, you got our phone number. Call us up if you have any questions. And we still talk to. There's like a couple of customers who will actually still call us for questioning stuff, and even haven't bought nothing yet, and keep telling us they're going to buy from us, which I hope they do in the future. But I mean, as long as they get that knowledge and that some sort of experience of seeing things and seeing what they have to deal with, because there are some people out there who do want to own a Retic, do their homework, but yet haven't seen everything that's behind the scenes. So they'll want to come and look, which is, I like doing that, because then they can see and come help me pull a 15-footer out, 16-footer out, and see if you can actually handle her. And if you can't, you got to either build your strength up, start doing something to make sure you can handle it. Otherwise, if not, it's not a perfect animal for you, because you got to keep this thing till 20 years down the road if you're really invested in it, and it's going to get 16, 17 foot, So
we got lucky. All of our big girls are pretty docile and sweet. So
yeah,
we'll say we're lucky.
Just, all those docile animals. Just no, I mean, y'all already know something can happen just one day. Everybody has a bad day. We have bad days, and them docile animals have bad days every now and
again.
Oh
yeah, everyone can have a bad day. Everyone.
Yeah, we could tell by their head movements. As soon as we open that door, we know. We're like, oh, okay, close it later. We've learned now.
Fucking Lucas. It's, I don't know. Y'all given like a lot of great
Lucas.
Advice.
Come
which
clean
is
up all
awesome
the
to
shit
hear.
that I have to.
Lucas deals with baby super dwarf shit, so it's.
I had an elephant-sized shit 2 weeks ago. Okay,
it was bad.
It was terrible, and there was 2 of them. She let out 2 of them, but all 3 of our big females are stacked all together. They all let out elephant-sized shits at the same time.
Yeah, it's constant. They're in like, and they're in sync with each other. It's like, and shit, then, and then the next one shit.
It doesn't help that their enclosures are in the bedroom because someone else couldn't make room somewhere else. So
you don't need that couch.
Listen, we lived without a couch for 2.5 weeks, and it was the worst time of our entire lives. The worst.
That was hard.
Oh, it was terrible.
God damn it. Fucking Aubrey. Shut up, Aubrey. Aubrey's talking shit. God damn it.
I'm a Carolina boy, Lucas. Hey, you know what?
Seafood up there.
I give that to you. You guys got good food over there. It's fine.
But yeah, no, we love what we do, man. So we're just here to spread the love, man. That's it.
We're just thankful for everyone that's helped us out and given us the opportunity to, help you with your animals and learn things from you, James and Aubrey and Amanda and Gavin and Chris and TJ and Keith and Jim, everyone in the group. Everyone's amazing, and we honestly could not thank everyone enough.
Well, just want to say I appreciate y'all. I think we're getting close to y'all got anything y'all want to add? Anything y'all want to tell the people, your fans?
Dax might think he's the face of DNT, but it's really not. Sorry.
Oh, I know that you run shit. So I already know. It's just like, you don't. My wife, I mean, in all reality, my wife knows more about retics than what she thinks she does. And at the end of the day, nobody really sees her or anything like that, but she's the boss. So when it comes to all this shit, I'll let everybody know that real quick. But I want to say, I just want to appreciate y'all coming on.
Thank you.
I know we've been talking about doing this for a long time. It's finally happened. I expect y'all to come on again, and we'll talk about some other experiences that y'all are soon to be having and whatnot. That being said, like I said at the beginning, please support USARC. Become a member, please. Try to get other people to become a member. Great shirt, awesome shirt. Like I said, donate. If you're at a show and you see a table, go talk to them. Become a member then. Buy a t-shirt. Give them $1. Every little bit helps. Also, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, do all that good stuff. Send me messages. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to talk about, that kind of thing. That being said, thank y'all so much. Appreciate everybody. See y'all soon. Bye.